Hi, this is Chris Mezera, author of Food Love and creator of Food Love's Transformation Accelerator. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you what the #1 tariff diet is in the United States. So the key component of a tariff diet is something that is cost efficient and also very, very flexible, because we never know where the tariffs are going to come from. All of a sudden, bananas could be $4 a pound, or pasta that's imported from Italy can go through the roof. So we need to have a lot of options that we can choose from. So if the tariffs affect different countries at different times, we have different foods that we can go to. And most importantly, we have to be able to make them at home. So rule #1 to make this work is you always have to eat the food you love. And if you haven't picked up my book yet, it's like $10 on Amazon. Most importantly, I want you to get this information, because understanding that if we're always eating the food that we love, but if we can do it in a more calorie efficient way, then our diets are going to be successful in the short term and in the long term. So that's rule #1, always eat the food you love. Rule #2 for our #1 tariff diet in the United States is we have to focus on having this and that's. And what this and that's are, and again, it's explained in the book, we're just having concentrates with salad. So you can have pasta with salad, or you could have a meat concentrate or a seafood concentrate, plant-based concentrates. Everything's explained in the book. I would definitely pick it up. And by doing that, we make the digestion and the metabolizing process of the food a lot easier, which allows our body to process it easier, which means that we are not keeping on the weight. And if we can get a good amount of fiber into our diet, which will be provided by the salads, and especially if you have some pasta and other plant-based foods as well, that fiber will actually flush a lot of calories naturally out of the system. And if you look at a lot of the popular restaurants out there, whether it's Olive Garden or Applebee's or Texas Roadhouse or any of the big ones from the United States, you'll notice that on their calorie efficient menus, they'll have salmon and steamed broccoli, or they'll have a salad with chopped grilled chicken on top. By doing that, it's a lot easier for our bodies to process. Also, by having a lot of options for these this and that's, depending on where the tariffs are coming from, we can move in a direction. So let's just say that pasta is still inexpensive, then we can go in that route. Or if certain plant-based meat substitutes are still cost-effective because they're from the United States, we can go in that route. Or if we can't get Chinese noodles anymore because there's tariff war going on, okay, that's fine, but we can get something else that will also work. So having lots of options, but using the this and that philosophy will allow us to continually lose weight and also be able to happily keep it off, because we're eating the food that we love. If you're tired of diets that force you to give up your favorite foods in order to lose weight, only to put all that weight back on once you quit that diet, then I invite you to try my completely free online program that will help you lose your first 10 to 15 pounds without giving up the foods that you love. So head on over to foodloveonline.com and get started with us today. No credit card is needed. This is a completely free online program. Even if you're incredibly busy or incredibly lazy and nothing else has worked for you in the past, this can work for you. In 3 short videos, I will take you by the hand and get you on the road to losing weight, and most importantly, happily keeping it off forever. So head over to foodloveonline.com and I'll see you over there. Rule #3, you have to plan and know your meal times. So a lot of people think that they just have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but we actually eat more like hobbits. And if you've ever seen The Lord of the Rings or you read the book The Hobbit, you'll know that hobbits eat all throughout the day. So most people will have a morning meal, and then they'll have a mid-morning snack, and then lunch, and then a mid-afternoon snack, and then dinner, and then something after dinner, and then often something right before bed. All of these are meal times. And if we're aware of them and we're not just winging it and going to Starbucks and having a 600-calorie caffeinated milkshake, which are super yummy, and I'm not saying never to have them, but if you're having them every single day and you're wondering why you're not losing weight, same amount of calories as that's in a Big Mac. So if we know our meal times and if we plan things out, and again, I go over this in the book, and so being able to plan out all the different meals and having calorie efficient but super yummy options that you love is really important in any area of our life that we spend a little bit of time and plan with, whether it's with our kids or our finances or work or relationships. Those areas tend to work out better, and the area of food is no different. So we just have to do a little bit of planning, and that planning starts with awareness, knowing that we eat usually all throughout the day. Now, not everyone eats all throughout the day, but most people do, and it's those mid-morning snacks and afternoon snacks that add on all these unnecessary extra calories. So people are wondering why they're not losing weight. It's because they're eating all these little junk meals in the day, and we want to replace these junk meals with things that are super yummy but barely have any calories. Rule number 4, we need to take some advice from our neighbors. And currently I'm filming this in Mexico right now, and beans are a major part of the diet down here. Now, the number 1 killer in Mexico is the same as the United States, it's heart disease. But the number 2 killer in Mexico is not cancer. That's way down on their list, because countries that have a high bean diet, their cancer rates are a lot lower for men and for women. And I'm not saying just to have beans from an anti-cancer standpoint, but they're really, really filling and super yummy. And with the tariff war going on, if the US and Mexico have a truce and beans are still cheap, because we do a lot of importing of beans from Mexico, then making a heavy bean-based meal is not only going to be super yummy, but it's also super cheap. And so we love things that taste really good, are really, really heavy, make us feel full for a long time, are great for weight loss. It's also great for your health, and it's not going to hit our pockets so much. Try a bean-based meal. And rule number 5 for the number 1 tariff diet in the United States is try my sorbet. Dessert is so incredibly important for many people, but if you're having like 1,000-calorie pint of Ben & Jerry's or an 800-calorie piece of cheesecake, that's almost as much as you want to have in a meal. If you still want to have something that's really, really heavy and super, super yummy, try my sorbet. I'll put a link in the description below to my sorbet video, and it's inexpensive and super, super yummy. During these uncertain tariff times, we're going to need cheap, and we're going to need lots of different options. And also the bananas, they get imported from all over the world. So if we have a tariff war going on with Mexico, we can get bananas from South America. So bananas are a pretty safe thing that are probably going to stay price stable. And the other main ingredients for my sorbet are berries, and the berries come from the United States. So those are probably going to stay price stable as well. So try my sorbet, indulge in a really calorie efficient, nutrient dense dessert that doesn't break the bank and is also good for you. So now you can see why food love is the number 1 tariff diet in the United States. Again, you can pick up a copy of my book at Amazon, learn all of these things, hit up your supermarket, do stuff on the cheap, but have it be calorie efficient and nutrient dense and super yummy, and you're gonna lose weight and happily keep it off. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, but hopefully all this tariff stuff won't be going on for so long. But at the same time, it's an opportunity to learn inexpensive ways that you can cook at home and have super yummy food from all over the world. So if this country gets blocked, we can pull it in from somewhere else, and we can keep eating super yummy food and keep losing weight. See you guys in the next video.